Hey, what is going on YouTube? Aaron here. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, with our Friday feature. We have a special guest today, Mr. Big B2O Gaming himself, none other than Mr. Brandon, and actually Mr. Zatu as well in this division. And this video is very sentimental to me because the previous daring damage record holder was myself. So, as a result, Brandon, this is for you.
You break my record. Now I break you. Like I break your friend.
If you do not know that movie or who Jean-Claude Van Damme is, you have to culture yourself. So my younger audience might need to. The build will be at the end of this video, but guys, this is a fantastic game in the daring. Brandon spawned with Zatu in the middle here, so he's going to attack the B cap. We've mentioned before the B cap is fairly risky, but if there was one ship you can take into B, it is the daring. The Daring is probably one of the most versatile, if not the best overall legendary tier destroyer. It's got great guns, it's got decent torpedoes, you've got your hydroacoustic search, which lasts for 3 minutes. Now the range on that hydro is very low, but you also have your short duration smoke screens, and you have 6 of them, so you can pop them if need be, you know, to get into a situation or get out of a situation. Here though, Brandon is making his way into the center cap here on riposte, and the scenarios do change, the caps do change location, so keep that in mind. But here we see his twist and track is telling him that there is a destroyer closer, so he is going to angle towards that after dropping a set of zoning torps. Coincidentally, the same channel that I dropped my zoning torps in, and that is when he gets detected. So he knows, due to his twist and track, that there is a Shima Kaze directly in front of him. He shoots here and he actually gets detected by another destroyer, so as a result of this causes him to pop his own smoke, at which point the Shima shoots, taking out his gun. Brandon actually goes undetected here outside of his smoke, as we can see Zatu got skill issued pretty hard, and those zoning torpedoes, which were so perfectly placed, take out that Shima for the first kill and first point of damage. Now that that destroyer is taken care of, he is looking at the other destroyer. And just keep in mind, right, this is a damage record game with a fantastic damage total, but Brandon, Big B, is playing the principles of the game, right? He's going after destroyers. In his destroyer, he's getting the cap, which is just a very important message that I think a lot of people miss. Instead of trying to go out hunting damage, go out and play the objective, right? If you go out and play the objective how the game is meant to be played, then you will get much better results. I first met Big B a while ago. He's an excellent battleship player. He's good in all classes, but he kind of mains battleships. So if you're looking for a battleship main, he has like 2,000 games in each the Massachusetts and the Massachusetts B. So just a great overall player. Make sure you guys check out his channel. Here, though, Brandon has moved to the opposite flank, and that is when Zatu gets majorly skill issued. I'm sorry, guys. I'm feeling frivolous with the edits today. But Brandon has repositioned on this flank here. He sees this Pommern coming around. He's going to go ahead and smoke up, utilizing his short duration smoke screens, and get away DPMing on this Pommern. Now, he does need to be careful of the Pommern's hydro. I think it's a 5.7, 5.8, maybe even a 6-kilometer hydro there. So something to keep in mind, but he is able to easily escape out of this. He launches one set of torpedoes. I think he's waiting for the Pommern to make a move, and then he launches the second set. The Pommern is being spammed by, it looks like, the Worcester or another spamming cruiser in the background, so he could be distracted. Doesn't look like the Pommern has his hydro on, a little bit lucky for that. If you will notice, he did pop his epic reload booster, and this is an older game, so it was 50 target hits, not 30,000 damage, although in this game they were about the same. But here he is just DPMing the absolute business out of this Pommern, and that is when those torpedoes connect. Probably not the spread I would have put, but it works out very well for him, and that is when he gets the kill yeeted by the Worcester there. So keep track of the amount of kills that he gets taken from him. The Shima goes down, and this game is pretty much well in hand. He does have a daring out there chasing that Shima, and his team does not have the A cap. But he's ticked a nice damage total. He has taken out an enemy destroyer. When I do these Friday features and these damage records and XP records and such, a lot of people just see big damage number and they go, ooh, I could do that. That's fun. And they always forget the core principles. Brandon got this record, Mr. Big B got this record by playing the game how it's meant to be played in a winning fashion. Now you can, there's different styles to that. There's different routes he could have taken, but he is doing the things that his team needs, and he just so happened to get the damage record. And that is how 99% of these records and high damage games go. A lot of people go out with the intention of getting this high damage, getting this XP, and instead they just put themselves in bad positions trying to chase damage and, etc. If you play the objective points and you play the game sometimes, when the stars align, you get games like this. Here, though, Brandon is doing the smart thing and outranging the Alaska radar. He is going to the edge of the cap. If the Alaska is anywhat of a smart player, he will know that there's a destroyer in the cap if he can't spot anything else. He's lining up a good torp strike, and here's where I would stack my torps. He doesn't necessarily stack them here, but I would use the wider spread that the Daring has just to try and create channel lanes. That will force the Alaska to just kind of keep that course, or if he does turn, then he will be turning into a wide spread of torps. Now, the Alaska radar's there, so Brandon's going to smartly go ahead and open up. He knows that the radar is 30 seconds, so I'm guessing he's keeping a count in his mind of, probably like 20, 30 seconds here. And as soon as that is up, he's going to smoke. Hopefully, there's another ship that is able to spot this Alaska. So he smokes here, and right at that time, that is when the radar goes off. So a truly elite play. A lot of people don't understand what he just did. He was going to be spotted anyway from the radar of the Alaska, so he might as well shoot. He dodges, shooting his rear turret. He also hit a torp in the meantime with that torpedo spread. But as soon as he had that timer in his head, he pops his smoke screen and the Alaska radar goes off. So that way he is able to shoot for free, basically for free. He would have been detected anyway. And as soon as that radar goes off, he uses his smoke screen. Now it is the Yamato's turn. This Yamato has moved into position to try and regain some ground. And if you look at the enemy team, they aren't doing too hot. They've lost all their destroyers. They don't have, any caps. The one C cap is being contested. And yeah, they just haven't done the right things. So it really comes down to destroyer play. But here, the next 5 minutes are just truly an abuse of the Daring's just ability to DPM. On top of that, he's running Grotz Mats. Like I said, I will go over the build. He goes over it at the end here. And his legendary perk, which is Rather Be Torching. You couple that with the Epic Reload Mon, which he has ×4 right now, which would, I guess, line up with the current way it is. And instead of gun hits, 120,000 would have been it. And he is running nearly a full gunboat build. Here the Yamato comes around the corner. He is on a single fire and now a double fire. 9 fires already. Not the most, not the best fire chance, but with the rate of fire that you get from the Daring, it is truly, just a very dangerous ship if you can get into positions like this. Now, he does not have any team spotting. That would have been, truly ideal for him. But if, paying attention to where those shells were landing, he was hitting multiple blind fires. On top of that, if you noticed, he switched to AP. AP at those medium ranges like that on Battleship Broadside will obliterate. Their health will disappear in front of you. The British and their AP, on broadside battleships with their DPM is truly insane. Destroyers and cruisers. We all know the Mino can just shred pretty much any target if caught broadside. The Yamato did put out that fire, but it looks like he is going back around this curve here. Brandon switches to the AP and then back to the HE. As he can see, he is angling here. He's running out of smokes, but because of how well he managed his health and his, basically because the enemy team kind of potatoed, like we've mentioned with these damage records, it's more so putting yourself in the right position. But that is the high caliber, and he catches that Yamato back on a permanent fire there. Big B does get a little bit lucky that his enemy team didn't take some of those permanent fires or really get any of the damage, but you can see that Izumo and the other Yamato out there are pretty much untouched, and he is going to take a good chunk out of all of them. He pops his second to last smoke here. Not sure why, but again, at this point the game is over, so strategy is pretty much out the window. Maybe he just didn't want to be shot, but he has both of his heals and nearly all of his health, so in most cases he would be fine, but he is ticking up over 175,000 damage now. So there is the Witherer. Just a truly, epic display of how decimating the Daring can be in given this situation. Here, this Izumo is turning out. Brandon was looking at his torps to line them up, and that is when he pops that first fire. and the second fire is soon to follow. With that DPM and the Epic Reload Mod Max there, the Daring probably has, yeah, you can see it. It's like a 1.4 second reload. So, yeah, truly maybe a little bit OP before they switched it to damage. But regardless, even if it was damage, he would have had that the Epic Reload Mod maxed out. So, considerations for the Epic Reload Mod do go to the Daring. 200,000+ in the Daring is certainly an accomplishment, I know, because like we said, I had the Daring damage record, so I hate you, Brandon, but I also love you. You're a good kid. And Xatu as well. We give Xatu a hard time. Here we can see that RNG was in Brandon's favor. He pops the second fire on the damaged Khan Izumo, so he is ticking that double fire, and that is when this Yamato pops around the corner. And RNG aside, I don't know what this Yamato was doing. We can see that he has 115 kills on the bow of his ship as that bow is slowly moving forward there. Slowly putting your battleship in a channel, a very narrow channel, with a destroyer who was recently spotted, should have been learned at about tier 4, but considering it's legendary tier, he probably doesn't have a tier 4. No, I'm just kidding. He could have panicked, and we do know that the Yamato has a very slow propulsion time. But because of his hesitation, he took 4 torpedoes right in the side, and he's lucky that he did not get Devstruck, which would have been the 3rd kill for Big B, as well as the 4th kill, which was also robbed. So 2 kills yoinked right from under him, but that is 315,000 damage, and Brandon still got more damage to go on this Alaska. So just a truly fantastic effort. 2 solo caps here, 2 kills, which should have been 5 already. 500 gun hits, 15 fires, 9 torps, and 2 incapacitations to round it off there. But again, playing the correct way, going for the caps, killing enemy destroyers allowed him to get this fantastic game. I wish the Shima would have torped him at the beginning, because I could have, continued to hold the Daring damage record. But in all honesty, I knew that record was, I didn't even put it up for a couple months because I knew that was going to be absolutely smashed. Anything less than 300,000 damage at legendary tier anymore, even with the nerf to Wildery build, is honestly just a placeholder. I think we've got another video coming up of nearly 400,000 damage, but Brandon does tick the 3rd kill there for a nice final total of 326,000 damage. He nearly got most of the damage in this lobby, if we're being honest. 326,000 there and a 4463 XP score. He's taking screenshots of that. And just something to note as well, Xatu died in the opening minutes of this game and came 4th. So, you have to get the perfect culmination of a bad enemy team and some friendlies who don't want to shoot their guns as well. But you still need to complete the work, and Brandon did so. So a GG's to him and a GG's overall. So thanks for watching, guys. I will go ahead and throw up his build, but let me know what you guys think. I will link Brandon's channel down below. Go give him some love. That's the Friday feature. Hope you guys have a great day. Aaron out. Peace.